Hi, this is Ken from KPC 4 Degrees. It's fall, it's raining, the leaves are dropping, and what I've been asked over the last couple of months is how I get the grain pattern to run continuous around the outside of a box. What I'm talking about is the grain pattern running around the outside of the box, and it continues all the way around. We're going to also show you how to do it. It works on end grain boxes where you can run the grain around. It runs on boxes like this. We ran the end grain all the way around, so it's a arrow kind of pattern. In preparation for today, I put together this block of wood. It's a combination of bird's eye maple and Bolivian olive wood. I picked the Bolivian olive wood because it's a high grain wood and it's going to really show off our box walls and the grain pattern being wrapped around. In addition to that, I put in 3 layers of veneer, and we're going to clean this up and then start to cut our box walls. I've cleaned up the block, and now it's going to start to get fun because we're going to make the box walls. So you know, I make the box walls 3/8 of an inch thick. 1/4 inch is too thin for me, 1/2 inch is too thick for me, 3/8 just works. So I'm all set up to cut the box walls. This is one of those things that I really love about good equipment and sharp blades. Look at this. It's like paper. I made a mistake. I forgot to mark these to make sure they're all in the right order, so I'm going to do that now. And I'll also do it on the end. Well, it would have been easier when it was flat. All right. This is what I want you to see. Like, we're holding all of our grain pattern and how nicely they were cut. I'm going to take these first 2 box walls, and this is where the magic comes in. I'm going to just open them up, and you see how the grain pattern's continuous on the inside? This will ultimately be the outside of my box. So if we put them back, one of the really cool things about grain pattern is we can even open up the other direction and the grain pattern still works because these sides match each other all the way down the wood. All right, this is going to be our outside, what was inside and parallel to each other. For reference, this box that I have here is, let's get the ruler so it looks right, is about 4 inches by about 8 inches. We're going to apply the same thing to these boards. To get the pattern to run continuous, I'm going to start in the middle, and I'm going to mark it at 4 inches and whatever's left. Down here, I'm going to also mark it at 4 inches. So, this is number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. Let's go cut them. Before I get going, I have to double check these because I've made the mistake so many times. Put them in line, make sure my grain pattern is correct, and it is 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is going to be my 8-inch piece, my 4-inch piece, my 8-inch piece, and my 4-inch piece. Now we're going to cut. Stay consistent, I want to put all my numbers exactly the way they were when I originally wrote them. It's just a habit that I have. So all my numbers were facing to the outside when I had it laid out. And this is basically how we're going to lay out the box. Now we have to cut all the miters. Once we cut the miters, each one of the layers should come together. Each one of the veneers should match up. And all the wood grain should match. So now let's go cut the miters. This is the part that I love, because now we get to see what all the work we did prior to this, if it came to fruition. And it did. It's so cool. We have all of our layers lining up all the way around the box. We have our veneer matching perfectly. And the wood grain pattern wraps completely around the box. It's really a home run and kind of cool. Thanks again for watching another video. If you liked the video, please press the like button. And if you'd like to see future videos, press the subscribe button. I have a Pinterest page. It's KPC 4 Degrees at Pinterest. And also an Instagram page, KPC 4 Degrees. If you have any questions, maybe you can tag one of the pictures and ask me by all means. Or if there's a video that you would like to see, go on one of the sites and ask me. Thanks for watching this one. It was about doing a box with layers, getting the veneers to match, getting the wood grain to wrap around the outside. Give a nugget, get a nugget. Thanks again. So I convinced my son that we need to have bonus footage at the end. This is that give a nugget, get a nugget thing that I said. Remember when I cut these miters? We want a really, really sharp edge on every one of the miters, so when we put the box together, it's tight. So I don't know if you saw it in the video, but this is what I did. I took a piece of veneer, and when I cut the first miter, the blade wobbles. You get a little bit of vibration in it. So when I turn it around to get the other side, it's not that sharp. So I bump it out by one piece of veneer. If you saw, I put it in here and I ran it through the saw with that piece of veneer. It's just enough to keep the second miter really, really sharp. That's the bonus footage. Aren't you glad you stuck around?